The Meridian Union and the Vharn Ascendancy have spent 40 years not quite at war. Two nations racing for the same frontier, the same worlds, the same buried resource, helion, the crystal that powers the jump drives, and whoever holds it holds the dark. Twice a decade, to keep the not war from becoming a war, they hold a joint exercise. Cadets from both sides, one shared simulation, learning to fight beside the people they are training to fight against. This year, the Union sent me. I did not want to go. Crowds of strangers who fear me are difficult enough. A station full of rival strangers who fear me is worse. But Commander Eze put it plainly. "You were a weapon of the thing every frontier world dreads," she said. "If you can stand in a room with your enemies and choose not to be a weapon, that is the most important thing you will ever prove. Go, represent what it looks like to lay a weapon down." So I went. The Ascendancy's academy is nothing like ours. Where Meridian is idealistic and stretched thin, theirs is proud, sharp-edged, immaculate. Crimson and bronze, everything gleaming, everything a little too certain of itself. Their cadets moved like they had already won something. And when I walked in, wearing Union dark and silver, alone, the reclaimed drone, the room did the thing rooms always do around me. It went quiet. Then it went hostile. Rivalry and fear braided together. I had come a long way to feel exactly at home. In the wrong way. And then he crossed the room. Their finest cadet captain, the prodigy the whole Ascendancy talks about. Kalen Voss. Dark hair, keen eyes, a jaw like a challenge, a uniform he wore like it was his idea. He walked straight up to me while everyone else kept their distance, looked me over with open, unafraid curiosity, and said, "So you're the ghost story, the Union's pet hive drone." Smaller than I expected, first words. "I have logged worse, not many. I have learned to answer provocation with stillness. It unnerves people more than anger." So I said evenly, "And you are the boy his whole nation applauds for arriving. It must be exhausting being certain." Something flickered in his eyes, not hurt, delight. Like I had finally made the room interesting. "Careful, drone," he said, smiling. "You almost sounded like a person." "I'm working on it," I said. "You should try being one too." The exercise had not started yet, hiantu, and we were already at war. The joint sim paired us. Deliberately, I am sure. Some instructor's idea of a lesson. One, shared crisis. A Union cadet and an Ascendancy cadet forced to fly the same failing ship together, or fail together. Kalen took the helm without asking. I took engineering without asking. And within 90 seconds, we were arguing about everything, because he flies the way his nation thinks. Bold, fast, certain. And I solve the way mine trained me. Total, cold, complete. Two correct answers, colliding. The sim threw a reactor cascade at us. Kalen wanted to burn hard for the jump point and outrun it. I wanted to stabilize the core and hold position. Both would work. Neither would work if we did both halfway. Trust the numbers. Einherhos paced some seasonally. Trust the gut. Sudkin Southern ambled I never did me. State all her fight hood witness his barockwurly. Provised narrate. Trust the gut. Trust the gut. Face it in the dode, Kalen said. We did neither. We split the difference out of pure stubbornness, and the simulated ship tore itself apart, and we both died. and the observation bay of two nations watched their best cadets lose a scenario either of us could have won alone. It was humiliating in a way I had never experienced, because it was shared. In the collective, there was no such thing as a failure that was partly yours and partly someone else's. Everyone failed, or no one did. This was new. A defeat I owned exactly half of, sitting beside the person who owned the other half, both of us too proud to admit the split was the problem. Kalen pulled off his headset and looked at me. "You cost us that," he said. "We cost us that," I corrected. He blinked. He had not expected the we. We ran it again, and again. Instructors kept repairing us because two nations were very interested in what would happen. Every run, we lost. The same way, our two correct instincts canceling to zero. Kalen grew angrier. I grew quieter. And somewhere around the fifth failure, watching him fly, I realized something that unsettled me more than any hostility. I understood exactly how his mind worked. Not because I read it, because it worked like mine wants to when I let it. Bold, alive, unafraid, the thing I am trying to become. That was the moment it turned. Hiantu. Not into friendship. We were nowhere near friendship, but into recognition. On the sixth run, without discussing it, I stopped fighting his boldness and started engineering for it. I stabilized the core just enough to survive his hard burn instead of it. He felt the ship hold under him and, without looking back, adjusted his line to give my systems the seconds they needed. We did not agree. We adapted. And the ship, for the first time, did not die. We cleared the scenario on the seventh run, barely, both of us bleeding simulated hull. The observation bay of two rival nations was dead silent. Then someone, an Ascendancy cadet, started to clap and stopped, embarrassed, because you are not supposed to applaud the enemy. But the point was made. The Union's ghost story and the Ascendancy's prodigy had, against every instinct, flown as one. Kalen statuses/tags, current/none, previous, none, history, next, none turned to me, breathing hard, and said the thing I did not expect. "Huh. You're not what they said." "Neither are you," I said. It was, I think, a truce. Afterward, he found me in a corridor. No audience this time, so no performance. "That thing you do," he said, "where you go completely still under pressure. My whole life people told me the calm ones are cowards. You're not calm because you don't feel it. You're calm because you feel everything and refuse to let it drive." He studied me. "Where'd you learn that?" Verliud hoped erfamitly, and my sext mom directed her way. Bodov skirred way. I told him the truth. A place I'm trying to forget. He nodded slowly, like he understood more than I'd said. Nobody on my own side had ever understood it that fast. And that, hiantu, is what I need to log. Every person at my own academy fears my calm because it reminds them of the collective. Kalen Voss, my rival, my enemy's finest son, the boy I am being trained to one day fire upon, looked at the exact same calm and saw a kindred thing. Not a monster. A discipline. My rival read me more generously than my allies do. I do not know what to do with that. I only know I did not expect the person on the far side of the war to be the first to see me clearly. We are not friends. I want to be precise. He is charming in a way I do not trust, cocky in a way that would exhaust me, and loyal to a nation whose whole purpose is to beat mine to the frontier. If we meet out there in ships instead of simulators, we may have to try to end each other. I know this. He knows this. We said as much, standing in that corridor. Next time it's real, he said. I know. I said, I'll still try to win, he said. I know, I said. Good, he said, and smiled, and I felt something I had no data point for. The exercise ended. The two nations shook hands and went back to not quite war. On the transport home, alone, I ran the whole thing back, not the sim, Heim, and I understood the strange shape of it. Kalen Voss is my opposite in every allegiance and my mirror in every instinct. He is what I would be if I had grown up free, loud, and certain, instead of assimilated, silent, and cut loose. Meeting him was like meeting the road not taken. In a rival uniform, holding a grudge and a grin, Commander Eze debriefed me. The Ascendancy instructors filed a report, she said. They called you the most dangerous cadet the Union has ever fielded. I waited for the reprimand. They meant it, Eze went on, as praise. And a warning. You made their prodigy fly better. That frightens them more than if you'd beaten him. A rival who beats you, you can hate. A rival who improves you, you have to respect. And respect, cadet, is how wars end, or how they get personal. I am still deciding which she meant. Vessel wanted the full account when I got home. I gave it. When I described the 7th run, the moment we stopped fighting and started adapting, the ship mind was quiet a long time. You spent 16 years as part of a we that never disagreed. Today, you built a working we out of pure disagreement. Two minds that refused to become one and succeeded together anyway. That is not the hive, ANNIKA. That is the opposite of the hive. That is what the hive can never do. I had not seen it that way. It is the best thing anyone has said about that day. I could not sleep. The good kind of not sleeping now. The kind full of questions instead of silence. Because I keep circling the same one. My rival saw me more clearly than my friends. My enemy improved me more than my allies. The person I may one day have to fight is the first person who made me feel like fighting was not the only thing two people could do. What is a rival if they show you yourself? An opponent? Or a mirror wearing the wrong colors? I do not have the answer, hiantu. That is why I am asking you. You have had rivals. For a job, a heart, a prize, a place. When you finally stood in front of yours and really looked, what did you see? The thing you must defeat? Or the thing you might have become? Because I looked at Kalen Voss across a rivalry two nations built to last, and I did not see an enemy. I saw a reflection that happened to be aiming back at me. I am collecting data on being a person, and today gave me a strange entry. Data point. Sometimes the one who sees you most clearly is the one you are supposed to fear. Data point. A we made of two people who refuse to agree is stronger than a we of a million who cannot disagree. Data point. I have a rival now. His name is Kalen Voss. I do not know if that is a problem or the beginning of something. I only know the frontier just got smaller and warmer and much more complicated. I am ANNIKA. I met my rival today and could not decide if I was looking at an enemy or a mirror. He will try to beat me to the frontier. I will try to beat him. And somewhere under all of that, two young people who fly the same way in different colors recognized each other across a war they did not start. That, I have decided, is the most dangerous data point of all. Keep it in the log, hiantu. I have a feeling we will need it later. So here is my third log query. When you finally meet your rival, the one you are meant to defeat, and you really look at them, do you see your opposite or your reflection? Report which you saw in yours below. I met mine today, and I still cannot decide. You have met yours. Help me understand what I am looking at. Keep my log. I will see you at the edge of the map, where I suspect Kalen Voss will be waiting.